This one, I said I can make into a film. And it had to do with the emotion of it. It had to do with wanting something that we're not going to get. When you're making a picture as a director, you're taking a lens and you're showing the audience what to look at. Start with you, tilt down to here, pan over here. And when I feel that kind of emotion, it makes it easier for me to aim that lens. And that's fun. Most importantly, the pictures that were hanging in their houses told you about the people, its character. It gives you the sense of truth that we were looking for.
Each one has its own rules, its own conduct, its own sense of what's proper and what's not, and what's allowed and what's not.
And of course the consequences of not doing that. And then you take this idea, you take this incredible passion the two of them feel for each other, and they can't consummate it. You put it in the middle of a chessboard in a way, and there's the rules of the game. And they cannot do what they want to do.
Hardest thing, I think, would be for the director is you have to convince me in the audience that these two people were so passionate for each other.
Are you very much in love with her?
As much as a man can be.
Do you think there's a limit?
If there is, I haven't found it.
Very often we don't explain what it is, but it's enough to know the fussiness of the ritual. Everything was a ritual.
Why did you cast Daniel Day-Lewis? Was he the obvious and only choice in your head?
Yeah, you know, it was. It was the only choice. And I like the sense of romance that he had. Now, Michelle, it's interesting because Michelle, what it is that she seems to change with every part.
Yeah.
And she's really, the quality of her face, it's someone described as luminous in this particular film, especially Age of Innocence. And she had that on the set. She had that. She'd come on the set, and she was Ellen. And so was Daniel, by the way. He was Archer.
Isn't it you who made me give up divorcing? Didn't you talk to me here in this house about sacrifice and sparing scandal? And for May's sake and for yours, I did what you asked me.
The violence here is emotional and psychological.
Yeah, it's refinement. It's refined violence. It's emotional and psychological violence, just as powerful. I had a sense of such violence emotionally that had occurred to these people, and yet their behavior was so proper.
Yeah.
And I never gotten over that tension of seeing that. I still get a thrill when you cut one shot next to the other and there's a movement, the movement that is conjured up in your head by the cut. It's like a spiritual move in a way.
That was not your story, but you knew you could make it because...
Oh, yes, yeah. Because of the emotion, the human emotions, and that feeling. At some time in our lives, we've had feelings like that, or we've had situations similar, let's say. I reacted immediately to the passion of the love story between Archer and Ellen, and especially the fact that it's unconsummated. And especially, therefore, the tension, the dramatic conflict, the tension.
The notion of just the touch of a hand can bring as much satisfaction.
Yes.
In another environment, the most explosive lovemaking.
You gave me my first glimpse of a real life, and then you told me to carry on with a false one. No one can endure that.
I'm enduring it.
He thought it was going to affect emotionally a lot of people, and it turned out to be right. But apparently people are going back 3 or 4 times, and it has to be the emotion of it. It has to be going through a certain emotion that I had when I read the book and I had when I was making the film.